I lingered near the edge of the room, a nearly forgotten glass in my hand, untouched for at least 10 minutes. Across the crowd, I watched my wife laugh in a way I hadn't seen in years. This wasn't the polite smile she reserved for company, or the quiet curve of her lips at the dinner table. This was different. Her entire face shone, her eyes sparkling, shoulders loose, leaning toward him as if the world around them had vanished. He whispered something, and she lightly brushed his arm as she laughed. A subtle, unthinking gesture. That was the moment something inside me froze. For months, I had told myself comforting stories. She's just stressed. Work is hard. We're going through a rough patch. Love isn't always flashy. I clung to these excuses like a drowning person clinging to driftwood. But seeing her glow this way, in a way she hadn't with me for so long, all those explanations crumbled. This wasn't jealousy or suspicion anymore. It was clarity. I didn't confront them. I didn't demand answers. Rage never came. What I felt was a calm, undeniable certainty. What we had was already gone. Maybe it had been slipping away long before I admitted it to myself. I placed my glass on a passing tray, adjusted my jacket, and gave one last look at the woman I had loved, leaning toward another man as though the universe itself favored him. Then I moved toward the door. Each step felt heavier than the last. Not from doubt, but because endings carry weight, even when they're necessary. I thought of our early days. Late-night drives, shared jokes, the private world we'd built. The way she once looked at me like I was home. I let myself feel it for a moment, like flipping through old photographs before closing the album. My hand rested on the door when her voice cut sharply through the room, calling my name. It was urgent, panicked. Froze. For a moment, I considered walking away, letting that final image be me leaving quietly, with dignity. But she called again. Turned. All eyes had shifted toward us. She was standing, no longer laughing, no longer radiant. The man next to her looked startled, unsure. Her gaze found mine, wide and glistening, as if she'd suddenly realized something precious was slipping away. I returned slowly, deliberately, calm. "What are you doing?" she asked, voice trembling. "Why are you leaving?" I looked at her long and hard. For the first time in years, I didn't feel the need to shield her feelings at the expense of my own. "I saw the way you looked at him," I said softly. Murmurs swept through the room. She shook her head and stepped closer. "It's not what you think." I offered a small, weary smile. "It is. And that's okay. What isn't okay is pretending we're something we're not anymore." Tears welled in her eyes. "You didn't even ask. You didn't fight." "I've been fighting," I said quietly. "Just not out loud." The man beside her cleared his throat, suddenly aware he didn't belong. He stepped back, melting into the crowd. She reached for my arm. I didn't pull away, but I didn't lean in either. "Please," she whispered. "Don't do this here. Don't give up on us like this." I gently removed her hand. "I'm not giving up," I said. "I'm letting go." Silence settled over us, heavy and definitive. She searched my face for hesitation, anger, any opening, but found none. "I hope you find what makes you shine," I added softly. "I truly do." Then I turned, opened the door, and walked into the night. She didn't call after me this time. The cool air met me outside, steady and calm. I inhaled deeply, feeling a strange, expansive sense of freedom. Not relief, not joy, but space. Space to heal, to rebuild, to rediscover myself beyond a love that no longer chose me. I walked into the darkness alone, but no longer lost.